You do.
Because you want to be technical by
Here's
the law. Let's
Here's
be
the law
technical
right
by
here
the
that
law.
says that you have to.
Yeah, no, that doesn't say
41
that.
CFR 102-7.
Show me where it says that I have to answer your questions.
You have to be here on official business.
I am here on
can
official
ask you
business.
Whether what that official business is when you come into a federal facility.
Why are you, tyrant? What's so funny, little boy? Why can't you just respect our rights? What's the First Amendment? Do you know? Didn't think so. It's a shame that you guys swore an oath to uphold the Constitution, yet you don't even know the First Amendment.
I've been detained illegally, unlawfully, and now you're stealing my enforcement, my signed patrol vehicle, and telling me I have to go to a court that has no jurisdiction over top of non-tribal members to get it back. Am I clear on this? That's what's going on here? If I'm wrong, someone correct me.
Which is more than I can say for this FBI agent here.
You run your body cam?
I am now, because I don't know how legit you are at the moment.
It's okay. Special Agent Haddon. The FBI.
Okay.
You got that on body cam?
I do, but I don't understand what the problem is with you meet me at the office.
I'll talk to the U.S. Attorney's Office about it. You can cut off the recording device now.
Okay. Well, I will when I leave the area, sir.
You might question why this FBI agent is asking the officer to cut off the recording device. Something doesn't add up here. Red flags for the FBI agent, right? Well, the answer is our Special Agent Haddon was actually investigating police corruption in the Franklin County Police Department. And as a part of this undercover operation, he asked the officer in the video, Mr. Rolf Gordon, to meet him at a random parking lot, perhaps to ask some questions related to the case. However, the officer didn't like the fact that the agent called his personal phone number instead of taking things through his office and grew skeptical of him despite the agent's disclosure of his credentials.
Hey, TJ, this guy is telling me to turn my body camera off and telling me he's going to contact other people to get involved with this. Let me get his tag number real quick. He's got a radio and he's got credentials. Franklin, does that come back to any government agency?
It just says Advanced Wiring Company.
Do you work for a
Doesn't
wiring
say
company?
anything further.
It's a covert vehicle, sir.
Did he seriously think it would? Of course, it's a covert vehicle. What kind of undercover FBI agent would drive in an FBI-registered vehicle?
I do feel like I'm being detained. Am I being detained?
Am I being detained? You're the one who called me here, sir. How did you get my phone number?
I can't do that.
That's a pretty dumb thing to ask from an FBI agent. Hey, if an FBI agent is investigating you, rest assured he knows your number, your address, your affairs, your wife's affairs. Hell, he might even know your breakfast, lunch, and dinner patterns, including what types of boxers you like to wear. It's also important to note here that Agent Haddon had valid reasons for seeking such an informal meeting with Deputy Gordon, as revealed later in the interaction when Agent Haddon subtly hints at his potential involvement in a more extensive inquiry into the sheriff's office that goes beyond the scope of the deputy's citation while conversing with his supervisor.
You can't call anybody in the PD because the PD is just here backing this guy up. It's Franklin County that's holding him. So you have to call the sheriff to let him know that his deputies have been stopped here and are holding me. He's going to ask why. You're not going to be able to tell him.
The plot thickens. Anyway, the officer later goes on to detain him, giving sloppy reasons like, "Oh, I don't trust you being an FBI agent, and you are being uncooperative," when in truth, he was the one who denied checking the agent's registration.
Hey, you are detained at this time, sir. Hey, I don't think this guy's legit, man. But you're being very uncooperative with me. You asked me to come up here. You called my personal cell phone number. You can't tell me how you got it. Your vehicle's coming back to a wiring company, not the
It's
FBI.
a covert vehicle.
Okay. You
Would
get
you
mad.
like to see some registration?
You get mad at me because I turned my body camera on,
Would you like to see some
and
registration?
you know a lot of stuff about me.
Would you like to see the registration, sir?
I don't really want anything from you at this point. My supervisor's on the way.
Excellent.
Uncooperative? Really? First, do your job as an officer. As the dilemma continued, Agent Haddon even showed his license and his badge for the second time to Officer Gordon, but somehow, Gordon remained unconvinced. Eventually, multiple supervisory officers arrived on the scene, but they were even worse than Officer Gordon and decided to arrest him and put him in the back of the patrol car. Not only this, they even decided to not roll down the windows or turn on the AC, and given the hot day in Florida, it was only inevitable that things didn't go well for Agent Hatton.
Yes, sir.
There, brother.
Okay.
Suffering.
All right, I'm turning it on right now.
Open the door. I can't breathe.
Sir, I can't open the door. You're being detained right now.
As time passed, the agent started complaining, and in spite of his repeated plea, the cop continued to ignore him.
You're burning me up, brother.
I had the defroster on.
No, you didn't. Brother, I need air. God almighty.
All of a sudden, they receive a phone call that should put the entire event to rest.
33, go ahead.
He is legit.
10-4. All right, that's what I'm doing right now.
Here we go. All the proof you need in the world. However, even after this, the officer chooses to retain the agent inside the patrol vehicle, despite receiving explicit confirmation that he is, indeed, an FBI agent. Instead of promptly following the given instructions to release him, the officers continue conversing about the situation, all the while the agent pleads for his release. It is only after an additional 3 minutes of entirely unnecessary conversation that the agent is finally allowed to exit the vehicle. But sadly, the damage was done.
Call 911. I need a medical attention right now. Unlock me. Call 911. Call 911.
We're releasing you right
No,
now,
call
sir.
911 now. Call 911. I need
33.
After a further 10 minutes, the medics finally arrived and the cop explained the whole situation and said that the man complained about shortness of breath and vision loss.
Started complaining of shortness of breath, vision loss.
In the hours after Hatton was released, FBI agents in brass descended on Apalachicola, meeting with Gordon and the sheriff to find out what happened and why. Both agencies later decided to put the incident in the rearview mirror, followed by Sheriff Smith's promise, and I quote that, "Both our agencies work together a lot better." Smith also agreed to the fact that they needed more training. But honestly, training or no training, that's no way to treat someone, let alone a fellow law enforcer. It's a great example of ego and how ego gets in the way of common sense. It also shows how sometimes police can take literally anything you say or do and turn it against you. Oh, and if you don't say anything, you're being uncooperative, and that's also grounds for suspicion. Fortunately, despite what can only be characterized as disrespect and negligence from the officers, the agent did not sustain any significant injuries. However, the same cannot be said for ATF agent Burke, who was subjected to such mistreatment by the police that he found it necessary to file a lawsuit against them. On July 7, 2020, Agent James Burke, a 16-year veteran of the ATF, was dispatched to a home on the 3300 block of Edgebrook Drive near Dublin, Ohio, to confiscate a shotgun from a resident who was not permitted to have a firearm. But instead of letting him in, they closed the door in his face and called 911, reading Burke's badge number to the dispatcher. In Burke's mind, it was no big deal as he was frequently used to this verification process. What happened next was not only shocking to Burke, but to anyone who's watching this video.
Hey, turn around, let me see your hands. Turn around, let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground!
What's your deal?
Get on the ground now!
I'm a federal agent.
Sensing extreme aggression from the officer, Burke outright refuses to follow his orders to drop to the ground, seemingly determined to challenge the police's authority to frisk him for weapons. "I'm a federal agent. I don't need to obey orders from the local police," he must have thought. But if that were the case, it would mean that any criminal could easily lie and say they're a federal agent to avoid doing what the police say. Even if Burke didn't seem dangerous, he should have just done what the police told him politely, so they could quickly understand what was happening. Naturally, things escalated.
Why wouldn't you show me your ID when I got here? Don't move forward.
Okay.
You didn't ask for it.
He is at 3359.
Get on the ground, we'll figure it out.
Copy.
Reacted.
I'm not overreacting. We got a call that someone's impersonating a police officer out here who doesn't have ID.
No kidding, because she doesn't want to open it.
Okay, get on the ground so I can find out who you are.
It ain't happening.
Okay, fine. Fine. Do you I think I'm a police officer or something? What the heck's the matter with you? Who do you think you are? Get on the ground!
I'm not getting on it.
Jump for things.
I'm not getting
91.7, I'm pulling up.
I got my ID.
Do not reach for your waist!
Despite Burke's best efforts to prove his identity to the officer continued to remain hostile and keep his gun drawn. Once the second officer arrived, the situation took a turn for the worse for Burke.
Sir! Don't argue! Face down! On the ground! Face down! Now!
Running out of corners, he had no choice but to comply with the officers' demands. The officers kept their firearms drawn at Burke for over 90 seconds before they very aggressively placed him under arrest.
All the way. You got my IDs right here, left pocket. Left pocket.
And we're gonna put your arm on your back.
Wait a sec.
Do not resist.
I'm not resisting.
You're acting like a
No,
moron.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. No, don't do this. Wait a second. I got a medical condition. Get my license out of my pocket.
We're getting you secured first.
Please, wait. No. Hold on. I'm hyperventilating. Please, sir. I'm not.
Stop resisting.
Would you
now.
please get my ID out of my left pocket?
Stop
I'm
resisting.
begging you. My wife's please. It's right here. Please get it.
I got one cuff on. Get
Sir,
your
help me up. Just hold me up. Sir, I can't do this. Sir!
Stop resisting now!
Please help me.
But wait, the show isn't over yet. Apart from the uncanny aggression, these cops left no stone unturned in bullying Burke. During the forceful arrest, they repeatedly used a taser on him despite him being face down on the ground and not putting up any resistance.
Please,
Joe, get your taser out. My taser.
Get your taser out.
Get your taser out, Joe.
No, don't do that, please. Sir,
Don't make me tase
You're
you.
gonna get tased.
Ow, don't do that. Okay.
Get him cuffed. Get him cuffed.
It is cuffed.
Get him cuffed. Get him cuffed.
In pain, Burke continued to tell the officers that he was a legit ATF agent out on a case and his ID was in his pocket. Regardless of the confirmation, the officer continued with the arrest and put him in the back of the patrol vehicle.
Why would you make us do this?
I didn't want you to. I wanted to. Wait.
No, you knew what you were doing.
Sir, calm down.
Relax.
Sir, hey, guys, please, just talk to me for 1 second, please.
Get in the car.
No,
We'll
wait.
talk later.
Sir, wait.
You had your chance.
No, I was trying to give you my creds. You didn't
No,
let me show them to
never
you.
once tried.
I did.
Get in the car.
Wait.
Now!
Have a seat. Please, wait, I gotta breathe.
Okay,
Please,
you
sir,
can-
let
you
me
can
breathe.
sit down and breathe.
Let me breathe. I have a medical condition.
We're gonna get air to you. Get
No,
your legs
no.
in. Get your
Sir.
legs in. We're closing this door.
The cops then forced Burke into the vehicle, ignoring all his pleas and explanations regarding his medical condition.
I need air.
Squad, roll this
Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an ambulance. Okay.
You're an idiot! For crying out loud, you're a cop, you're not an ass.
No,
the heck's the
wait,
matter
I
with you?
can't. You're fucking my head up. The seatbelt's in place. Please.
61 our partners on them.
Why would you act like this?
I didn't act anyway.
If you are a real police officer, you ought to be ashamed of
I
yourself.
was trying to give you my creds.
After about an hour, Burke was released without any charges. Later, Burke decided to file a civil lawsuit against the Columbus Police Department and the two officers involved in the incident, accusing them of use of excessive force and unlawful arrest. It was also reported that the trauma had such an impact on Burke on both physical and psychological levels that he has since moved to an administrative role within the ATF instead of field work. Our thoughts on the matter? Well, as evident from the footage without a shadow of a doubt, the officer's behavior is anything but constitutional in this case and screams of aggression. But to give them a little benefit of the doubt, honestly, both parties involved are guilty to some extent, and Burke could have easily handled the entire altercation much more maturely by just agreeing to just surrender peacefully in the first place. For sure, a lot of drama could have been avoided. Don't you agree? Speaking of drama, get ready for the next one, as it's full of it. Though the man involved here is not from the FBI, but does have an excellent understanding of the law and is here to show how foolish and corrupt these cops can be. Mac Proctor, this guy, was parked in a private parking lot, patiently waiting for his takeout order while he is also on his delivery driver shift. Although his vehicle wasn't in an official parking spot, it wasn't obstructing traffic flow, and Mac had briefly left it unattended for about 2 minutes in order to pick up his food. Upon returning to his vehicle, a police officer approached him and claimed he was breaking parking regulations.
All right, Mr. Proctor. That is your last name. Everything okay?
Do I need to answer any of your
You
questions?
don't have to answer anything, dude.
Okay,
You don't have to. Okay, you stand here all day. I get paid either way.
Can you go ahead and finish your job
Saying?
so I can carry on?
What's it with the anger, dude?
I'm not angry.
You're not angry? You always talk to everybody like that?
I'm not angry.
Oh, okay.
I just want you to go ahead and wrap things up, please.
Oh, okay.
It seems like this officer named Diego Hernandez is getting a kick out of the situation and just simply wants to flex his power. It is true that in most cases involving cops, citizens get intimidated and reel back, giving a psychological upper hand to cops, with this cop thinking they have all the power in the world and are in complete control of the situation. So it's no surprise that Hernandez here was taken aback by Mac's composure and his intelligent know-how of the related law. Mac knows that he has the absolute right to remain silent in response to the officer's inquiries, especially those that have no relevance to any criminal proceedings.
All right, well, you know, I'll give you a break on it, but you know what I'm saying? This isn't a parking spot, okay, dude?
You're not giving me a break. You're harassing me at this point. I'd like to leave. May I leave now, please?
Well, do you understand?
Am I being detained?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
All right. So do you understand why I stopped you?
Do I need to answer any more of your questions?
You don't have to.
Okay.
Okay. But then again, I could do this all day too.
Hernandez sure has a lot of time on his hands if he is willing to do this all day. Hey, Mr. Serve and Protect, don't you have bigger priorities like actually stopping people from committing a crime? Well, this proves that we judged him correctly. He does like to flex his power and bully people.
I'd like to leave. May I leave now, please?
Mr. Proctor, would you like to leave?
Do I need to answer any more of your questions?
Hello, no.
Didn't he say a while back that he was detaining Mac? Jesus Christ, make up your mind already, officer.
I'm not the one that's acting this way, okay? I'm just asking you to do, you know, I'm trying to give you a break here, all right?
I prefer you just write me the parking ticket and let me go.
Right, okay, oh, okay.
Hernandez proceeds to complete the process, but comes back again giving excuses like they have to wait for another guy to come and write the ticket. Having nothing else better to do, the officer tried to have one final crack at Mac.
Hopefully I'm not keeping you from anything, am I? I don't like talking to you. Is everything okay? Is there any other issues or anything going on that I should know of?
Do I need to answer your questions?
You don't have to answer anything. I'm concerned about your well-being. Is there something wrong?
Do I need to answer any of your questions?
Well, yeah, if there's something wrong, it would be nice, yeah.
Do I need to answer any of your questions?
You don't have to talk to me. I'm just saying. I'm just concerned about your well-being. That's all I'm saying. Usually we don't get people hostile.
I've not been hostile.
Okay. Well, usually we don't get people wanting a ticket. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through all this. I could be having my lunch right now. And you too.
I have to really give to Mac for displaying such calm and collected demeanor while Officer Hernandez bombarded him with all those irritating and nonsensical questions.
Hey, Mr. Proctor, can I just give you your stuff so you can leave?
Can you?
I can, but you're the one. I would have let you go a long time ago.
What do I need to do for you to hand me my documents so I can
I'll
leave?
give it to you right now. I just want to know that you're okay, because usually I don't get people.
What do I need to do for you to hand me my documents so I can be on my way?
You're okay.
I don't need to answer any of your questions.
Hey, there we go again. Jesus Christ.
Now this is a guy seriously getting on my nerves. What is he, 12?
I'm trying to say that...
You're trying to display your power to me right now.
I'm concerned about it. Is there a problem to be concerned about another human being?
You have no reason to be concerned about me.
So it's okay then. You're okay then.
You can hand me my documents and I can be on my way, or we can...
Okay. So if I hand you your stuff, you'll be fine and taken off and you're not angry, right?
Ah, the ever-wise Mac. Realizing he is not going to win this battle of wits or the law, the officer had no option but to let him go.
Well, I'm going to take a chance on you, right here. Mr. Proctor, everything's cool, all right? We're blocking traffic here to your stop. All right, hopefully you have a good day. Everything works out for you, all right?
Am I free to leave now?
Yes, you are.
Could you please step away from the vehicle?
Yes, I will. You have a good day.
Mac was eventually allowed to go without any further problems. However, this whole incident raises some concerning questions. Why did he encounter additional issues just for exercising the Fifth Amendment? Moreover, it's quite strange this interaction occurred at all. If Officer Hernandez had noticed Mac's vehicle obstructing traffic, wouldn't it be a wiser thing to just request him to move it out of the way? But no, he had to show his authority and had to bully him. Kudos for Mac for not entertaining him and showing him the doors as he rightfully deserved. Not to mention the fact that this whole incident just proves to all of us how important it is to know about the law and handle such situations if you ever land in one. How important is it? Let's find out in the next case where a bunch of cops arrested an ex-FBI security contractor solely for the reason that he just didn't know the law enough.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
All right.
What's happening?
Deputy Turner with the Sheriff's Office. The reason I'm stopping you is your plate's obstructed. Whatever that thing's got, you got to take it off, okay?
Okay.
It's got to be visible within a certain distance. When you went to driving school, and a cop pulls you over, what they tell you?
Oh, you pull over when it's safe.
No, you pull over immediately. Okay? Let me tell you this. Now, you pull over immediately.
Sure.
Because I don't know what you're doing inside this car. Hiding guns. You know what I mean? Officer safety is number one.
Kinda ironic when he mentions things like safety and pullover protocols when the cop himself has no idea about the law and is lying right off the bat. You see, there's no strict requirement to pull over immediately for various reasons, including traffic obstruction and safety concerns. It's advisable to pull over as soon as it's safe to do so, prioritizing safety above all else. Also, if you find yourself in an area that feels unsafe or you're unsure whether the vehicle behind you is a genuine police car, you can activate your hazard lights and drive cautiously to a secure, well-lit, and populated area. Imagine slamming the brakes right in the middle of traffic or getting robbed, or worse, assaulted by fake cops near a dark alley. Something a cop should be well educated on before he starts throwing misinformation. But this is not the end of the cop's lies.
So who are you?
Former NDOC, and I used to work at security guards.
Oh, okay.
I'm a contractor. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have insurance on this thing?
My partner. Huh?
Do you have insurance on this thing?
Yeah.
Your partner or what?
Now, my partner called me. I'm a contractor with Southwest Gas.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to go in there and get him logged into his computer.
No guns inside the car?
Nah, no phone. Okay.
Fast forward to a few standard questions. The cop begins to ask more targeted and detailed questions, attempting to discover evidence or information that could potentially incriminate the guy.
What do you got right there up front?
Oh, that's a sign. I contract.
You contract
so some of the work I requires to have a siren.
Turn it on?
Yeah. Why are you taking the lights off of there?
Yeah, I do contract work, so I have to have lights on this vehicle for some of the work I do.
They shouldn't be that color, though.
Yeah, they shouldn't be red and white, brother.
Yeah, it depends on who you're contracting with. If you contract with law enforcement agencies, it's different.
Which agencies do you contract with?
The various ones. DOJ.
Name some. DOJ?
Sure.
So you have
DHS.
contracts?
I've worked for DHS, yeah.
Okay, so do you have a government ID?
I have a contractor ID.
Where's that?
It's in my hood.
Ready for the big moment?
Where'd you get this?
That's an issue.
Federal Bureau of Investigation badge?
Now the cat's out of the bag. The officers were shocked to find out who he was. However, this doesn't prevent them from going too far and exceeding their authority by searching the agent without obtaining his consent.
I'm gonna read you your rights too, okay? Because you're handcuffed, you know what I mean? So I feel more comfortable that way.
But then, the police officer begins an unwarranted search of the agent's body and vehicle without any request or permission, violating the agent's Fourth Amendment rights, which safeguard against unjustified searches and seizures, an act both illegal and unconstitutional.
No guns, right?
Yeah.
Inside the car?
Yeah.
Okay. Who, because, like I said, man, too, there's money here. Put that back in, which I'll put in the bag, okay? So the reason that you're in cuffs, okay? Unless you're a sworn officer.
I know in Nevada everybody does.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have red and blues.
Sure.
Right? Because then you could easily impersonate a police officer.
Sure.
So who issued this to you?
My former employer.
Your former employer? So you used to work for the FBI at one point?
I've contracted with the Department of Justice and the FBI.
These officers are obviously displeased that the agent has a response for every question. So the second officer starts to ask questions he knows the man cannot answer, aiming to create a situation that might incriminate him.
Since you got the badge, where's your creds at? Where's your federal creds at?
I don't need federal creds because I'm not criminal.
Once more, it's crucial to emphasize that the officer's concern is primarily with the lights on the agent's car. They do not, and I repeat, do not possess the legal authority to conduct a search of an agent's person in this situation. Therefore, going into his pockets is entirely unjustified and downright illegal. Considering the whole light deal, things do seem a little shady. As the incident happened in Nevada, it's essential to note that it's against the law for a civilian to use red and blue emergency lights on their vehicle. However, this man never activated them. And when he did, it was during his official duties as a contractor with a law enforcement agency. Besides, the guy never said he was in the FBI. All he said was he worked part-time in the FBI. so he was far from impersonating a federal agent. The matter was further escalated when a bunch of senior-ranking officials showed up who surprisingly turned out to be bigger fools than the two cops and decided to turn the car upside down looking for any signs of evidence. Who knows what the cops found? Or planted? All the more reason for you upstanding people to be aware of your rights and the civil laws that protect you. Well, someone did say that a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with the first step.
What happens when citizens who know their stuff and have cameras run into cops who aren't so sharp on what the laws are? Well, it gets messy. In this video, we're showcasing 3 intense standoffs where special agents put their rights to the test against officers' misunderstandings. In March 2023, Sean, who runs the YouTube channel Long Island Audit, found himself in a tense situation at the General Services Administration in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was there to exercise his First Amendment rights by filming in publicly accessible areas of the building.
Alright guys, so we just got inside of the facility here. We had to pass through a metal detector that you guys can see over there.
But while he was recording, a federal police service officer approached him and told him he could not record in this facility. Sean, however, was well versed in the rights and regulations concerning public filming. Sean asked the officer who she was and why he could not record in public places. The officer started to redirect him to security, to which Sean replied that since she was the one who told him not to record, she should answer him. Frustrated with his questions, the officer dared to say she didn't know why he was not allowed to record. When the security guard came, Sean calmly explained that he was only capturing footage in areas open to the public and had steered clear of any restricted sections. The auditor was respectful and was abiding by the rules. We have no idea why the cop suddenly decided to start lecturing him.
Employees only behind this point. Who are you, ma'am? Who are you, ma'am? Who are you, ma'am?
I'm a staff member of the public contact team. You're not allowed to video or take photos of that building.
What? Why is that? Why can't I take video?
Sir, you can speak to the security.
But you're the one telling me. He didn't tell me I couldn't take video. You told me.
I don't know why, sir. I know that.
So you don't know why. You just telling me what to do without knowing why. Nothing. She started talking to me. I have no idea. Yeah, I can record in all the publicly accessible areas. I know what I'm doing here. It's okay.
The situation escalated when a staff member intervened, claiming that Sean couldn't film her without permission. Sean confidently asked her who she was. She said that she was a federal government employee, but didn't give Sean a name. The staff member said that according to Pennsylvania state laws, he could not record her without her permission. Sean suggested that if she thought what he was doing was illegal, she should call law enforcement. This woman was so hell-bent on creating drama that she ended up calling the federal police.
I'd like to move off your video. You didn't have my permission.
Ma'am, who are you? Can you tell me that now, or you didn't?
I did.
I have no idea who you are.
I'm a staff member here, federal government employee.
Federal government employee, and your name, and so that means you're public service. You're a public servant.
You were recording me without my permission.
So that means that you're a
state of Pennsylvania, that's against the law.
So you should. So if you feel that that's against the law, you should call law enforcement, ma'am.
Your video.
Ma'am, if you feel that's against the law, you should call law enforcement, and maybe they can educate you.
Call federal police.
So, ma'am, you just admitted you are a public servant. So what's your name and title here? You said you work for the public contact. What's your name, ma'am, as a public servant for the federal government?
I don't need to answer that to you.
You don't need to.
No, I don't.
It's just common courtesy of a public servant. Oh, for sure, yeah.
Okay, great. Then I'm definitely not going to answer it.
Okay.
The federal officer accused Sean of recording unauthorized areas and staff members. Sean confidently denied these accusations. Despite this, the officer continued to insist that he was filming staff. When Sean pointed out that she had walked into the shot herself, the officer stubbornly maintained her hostile attitude toward him. Why are these public figures so afraid of the camera?
You've been nothing but hostile since the moment you made contact with me.
You were walking in an inappropriate area.
I was not.
Sir. You were.
I was not.
You were behind the area and recording staff.
I didn't go
members
behind
of
the sign.
building.
I didn't go behind the sign that
And
said
I take
restricted
offense
area.
to that.
You take offense.
I do.
So you saw me recording and you decided to interject yourself into my recording and take offense to it.
That's exactly what I did.
Okay. Okay. And you didn't like being recorded so much you decided to come up to the camera again for the second time.
Well, you're continuing to record. I'm definitely letting my feelings be known.
Yeah.
And I'd like to get myself removed from your videos.
I can see that.
Should this come up anywhere else, you have been asked 3 or 4 times to
That's not
going to
happen. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
The situation escalated when a federal protective service officer intervened. The fact that this officer was so unaware of the laws is mind-boggling. When Sean asked him for a name and badge number, the dumb officer refused to give Sean his name. Why would nobody in this place tell their names? The officer started asking Sean about his business in the federal facility. Sean said that by law, he is not required to answer his questions. The stupid officer still refused to take no for an answer. Fortunately, Sean was prepared for such inquiries. He cited the DHS, Department of Homeland Security memo from 2018 that supports public filming as a constitutionally protected activity, thereby not requiring him to disclose any further details about his visit. The dumb officer went further enough and threatened to throw Sean out of the premises. When Sean retaliated, saying that he was not going to touch him, the officer had the audacity to challenge him. This is a clear display of a serious lack of professionalism and understanding of the law on the officer's part.
Alright guys, so it looks like FPS is here, Department of Homeland Security. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can I get your name and badge number, please?
You can have my badge number.
Not your name?
That's all I'm required to give you by law.
Okay,
I'm not
that's fine.
required to give you my name. And you're
It's
not
not about.
gonna get it.
It's not. It's not about being required.
34502. That's my identity. So let me ask you, what is your business here?
Do I have to answer that question
Yes,
by
you
law?
do. Yes, you do.
By
'Cause
law?
You're in a federal facility.
So that doesn't mean that I have to answer your questions because
Yes,
I answered a federal
You-
facility.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Because you want to be technical by
Here's
the law. Let's
Here's
be
the law
technical
right
by
here
the
that
law.
says that you have to.
Yeah, no, that doesn't say
41
that.
CFR 102-7.
Show me where it says that I have to answer your questions.
You have to be here on official business.
I am here
can
on official
ask you whether
business.
what that official business is when you come into a federal facility.
It's a constitutionally protected business.
What's your federal business? What's your official business?
I would refer you, sir, to the DHS memo.
What's your official business?
Are you familiar with the
You're not
2000?
going to answer the question.
I'm referring you to you are DHS,
Are you going
correct?
to answer the question?
So you're
You're gonna
DHS.
I asked you a question first. You answered my question
I'm going
with the
to.
question.
I'm not answering with a question, sir. I'm
You
telling
did.
you.
You haven't answered my question yet.
I'm telling
What's
you,
your
as
official
DHS,
business? What's
I'm
your
telling
official
you to
business?
look at the DHS memo from
All right.
2018.
We have a special agent on
which
the
will
way up
explain
here.
it. Yeah, that's
All
fine.
right. She's
Maybe
gonna
he'll
make
be.
the judgment call whether you could be here or not. And if not, I'm gonna throw you out.
You're not
I'm
gonna.
letting you
You're
know
not
that
gonna
now.
touch me. That's
I'm
for
letting you know
sure.
that
I'm
now.
telling you now. You're not gonna throw
I'm
me
letting you
out.
know that now. So have
And
your
I'm
fun
telling
now.
you now.
Have your
I'm
fun
telling you
now.
now. You're not gonna touch me.
Have your fun
I'm
now.
telling you now.
When she comes, she's gonna make the
Yep.
final
And
decision.
you're not gonna touch me.
All
That's
right.
for sure.
There's nothing you can
There's
do
no
about
need
it.
for that.
There's nothing you can do about it.
You're not gonna touch me. I know that.
What are you gonna do if I do?
Don't worry about it. Do it.
I have a legal right to do
Do it. No, you don't.
You have to abide by the rules.
No, you have to abide by the
It is
rules.
right
There's
here.
a DHS memo from 2018. Why aren't you abiding by your own rules? Your own policies and procedures.
The DHS memo
from
does not supersede the law.
2018. Read it. Read it. Read it.
41 CFR 102-74.
Yeah, what does it say?
Says that you can come into.
Let me see.
Read it. Read it.
Sure.
I brought it in here especially for you so you could see.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So this is a memo on First Amendment auditors. Is that who I am?
Is that what you are claiming to be?
Never once.
Okay.
Never once claimed to be that.
You're showing characteristic traits that's what you are.
Oh, you're showing characteristic traits that you're a tyrant. By saying you're going to throw me out.
If I was a tyrant, I would have threw you out.
No, you're not going to now, nor later.
This is when Special Agent Kingsley comes onto the scene. Kingsley immediately took charge, asking Sean for details about his activities. Sean explained that he was simply filming in public areas, a right supported by the DHS memo, and that he was working on a journalistic piece without disrupting any operations or violating any privacy. Sean addressed the FPS officer's aggressive attitude towards him. Kingsley listened, checked that Sean had passed through security properly, and reassured him that he was within his rights to film. At least someone was in their right mind. This fiasco could have been avoided easily had the idiot officers known the law.
He's a special agent right here.
Hi, how are you, ma'am? Yeah, how are you? I'm sorry?
I just want to show you my credentials.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm a special agent with FPS. What's going on?
Hi, I'm just in the publicly, there's a DHS memo from 2018. I'm just in the publicly accessible areas. My name is Sean. I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm not you know, the ADA here says that I can't take pictures of employees, but I have a right to film government employees in the course of their duty, and the DHS memo. There's no need for you to put those on. There's no need. So you see your officer here is threatening to throw me out and get physical with me. I have not once escalated the situation. Yeah, you said you were going to throw me out. I have.
I'm good. I'm gonna walk away. Okay. I'm gonna be right here.
I have not once escalated the situation. I've identified. No, I don't need any help. I'm just taking some pictures of building of the government in the publicly accessible areas of this building here. Okay. That's all. I'm working on a story. I'm a journalist. That's it. And I haven't bothered anyone. I'm not doing anything wrong. I've been very reasonable. I've identified myself. I don't know what else I can do to.
No, you're fine. And just so I'm clear, do you have any business with the VA today?
I have no business directly with them, other than asking questions. I'm just taking some pictures in the publicly accessible areas, ma'am. That's it. That's all.
You're good.
All right, thank you.
What did you say your name was?
My name is Sean.
Sean?
Yeah,
Okay.
my name's Sean. I'm an independent journalist.
Did you
You'll
go
see.
through security screening?
I did. Yes, I did. Of course. No, I went through the security screening.
Just checking.
Yeah, no, nothing. I obviously have nothing on me. I'm just taking some pictures of video in the publicly accessible areas of this building, and that's all I'm going to do. And you said your name was?
Special Agent Kingsley.
Kingsley. Thank you, Special Agent Kingsley. I appreciate it. Okay.
If you think this officer's lack of knowledge was shocking, just wait until you see what happens next in a courthouse, where you'd expect the law to be clear as day. But before we move on, please hit that like button. On March 8, 2023, at the Buchanan County Courthouse, a public building open to all, a notable First Amendment auditor, known for testing public access rights, had an intriguing encounter with Sergeant Chris Chesmore, who stopped him. The sergeant asked for the auditor's ID, leading to a somewhat humorous, albeit tense, exchange, where the auditor initially started offering random things as his ID. The police officer was certainly not amused.
Huh? No, I think I came from downstairs.
You have an ID, sir?
Yeah, I do.
Can I see that, please?
Oh, certainly.
Where are you from?
No, I was thinking about moving here.
No, your real ID.
Yeah, this is.
No.
I'm Billy Buttcrack.
Real ID.
Oh, you need the real one?
Yep.
Son of a gun. Here you go. I got some ID right here. The D.
What's that?
I got the ID. Here you go.
Driver's license.
Here you go. I'm gonna need to see your ID, sir.
Tired of the games, the officer asked the auditor to come with him. The sergeant instructed the auditor to leave the premises, but the audioer resisted. The auditor questioned the reason behind the eviction. He said that he was entitled to be in the public space and that his purpose there was to collect documents and explore public services. He emphasized that no laws were broken and challenged the sergeant's authority, accusing him of being on a power trip and unjustly enforcing non-existent rules.
Time to go. Let's go. You need to leave.
Excuse me? Don't touch me.
Touch you? You need
Yeah,
to leave.
you just did. You just bumped
You
me.
need
Why?
to leave.
For what? What did I do wrong?
You were told to leave. What do you mean?
For what? What crime?
Let's go.
What crime did I do? I'm here to get papers.
Let me see it.
No, you could
Didn't
look
you
right
get
here.
papers?
Excuse me?
Didn't you already get your papers?
I think you need to slow your roll right now.
Slow my roll?
Yeah. You know you work for
Come on
me?
down here. Come on down here.
For what?
Come on.
I committed no crime.
Come on.
I'm here to look at papers, get papers, see what services you provide.
Right now.
Well, you could tell all day, but I followed the law.
Come on.
I followed the law. I'm going to continue getting my paperwork.
You're the deputy. Come on.
What did I do wrong? You guys can't, this ain't Russia. You can't just make up rules yourself. I did nothing wrong. He's on a power trip. I did nothing wrong. I'm here to get papers.
As the confrontation grew, the auditor started asking for the name and the badge of the officer. When the officer refused, he reminded the sergeant of his role as a public servant. He accused him of not knowing basic constitutional rights, specifically the First Amendment, which he had sworn to uphold.
What was your name and badge? Buchanan County.
My name and badge, and you haven't given me your name and badge.
Because you're a public servant. Did you forget?
Doesn't matter.
It does. Did you forget? You work for me.
No.
You work for the people.
Do you live in Buchanan County?
It's none of your business. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Be in this way.
Why are you, tyrant? What's so funny, little boy? Why can't you just respect our rights? What's the First Amendment? Do you know? Didn't think so. It's a shame that you guys swore an oath to uphold the Constitution, yet you don't even know the First Amendment.
The dialogue turned more confrontational as personal jabs were exchanged about appearance and the lack of mutual respect. It is almost funny how these officers still don't know what the freedom of the press is. The auditor stood his ground, warning of legal repercussions if his rights were violated. He asks the officers to go and read the Bill of Rights and find out what the First and Fourth Amendments are. It is absolutely ridiculous how the auditors had to educate the dumb officers on freedom of the press.
No, I like freedom is what I like. Apparently you guys don't.
You're still free, aren't you?
Not by you. You want to be a little tyrant. Hey, get out, get out.
I like your camera.
We'll have fun in court.
100 times.
Guess what? Have you violated someone's rights? Of course you have, but guess what? You ain't gonna violate mine without repercussions.
I like your camera. Brandon.
I like your facial hair.
Thanks.
It looks actually kind of good.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. You should probably grow some too. Not enough testosterone?
Too much.
Oh, okay. Hey, how about I have a task for you? The Bill of Rights, go read the First Amendment, because you don't know what it is, pal.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What am I doing
I
right
asked you
now?
a question you didn't answer.
Yeah, because you're a public servant. Guess what? You don't even know the Fourth Amendment. That's how sad you are. Go read it. Freedom of the press is what I'm doing, right?
Are you with press?
Oh, yeah, I am.
You have a press pass?
Are you really that low IQ? This is America. The press passes in the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. Oh, you didn't know that, huh?
No, you're educating me.
That's bad. If I know your job way more than you, imagine swearing an oath to the Constitution yet you don't know.
The debate now moved on to the sergeant's grasp of the laws he should be enforcing. The auditor firmly questioned Chesmore about the First Amendment and pointed out his inability to explain its protections. When the sergeant tried to make the auditor leave, he was reminded that there was no legal reason for this demand without any actual crime being committed. The sergeant certainly started to look like a fool as soon as he realized that the auditor was not going to get harassed.
What's the First Amendment? What 5 protections are in the First Amendment?
You're not answering my question.
I don't have to. I don't have to. You work for me, don't forget that. And maybe when you want to try violating someone's rights, you might want to read the First Amendment and the Fourth Amendment.
You keep talking about these amendments, but you haven't told. You're not educating.
Yeah, are you really that clueless that I have to do your job for you? You swore an oath to the Constitution, yet you can't even recite the First Amendment. That's pathetic, and you got stripes.
Okay.
That's bad. You're a poor leader.
I've asked you to leave.
For what crime? I did nothing wrong. I literally just got a passport, and you're over here harassing me. For what?
I'm not harassing you.
Yes, you are. Hey, did you already go upstairs? Leave. You gotta leave.
Did you go?
No. I already told you that when you first asked. So stop harassing me. Go read the Constitution, pal. Yeah, I look like that too, because you're looking like a fool. It's bad. You got all these stripes, all these time and service on your arm, but yet you don't even know the Constitution, the oath you swore to uphold and protect. You work for we the people. Don't you dare forget that. Don't you dare forget that. You do work for me.
The situation took a turn when the auditor engaged Captain, the higher authority. He explained how he was so polite to everybody in the building and that he was there to inquire about services. The auditor expressed his frustration about being harassed by Sergeant Chesmore and said that the way he treats the public is disgusting. The sergeant quickly replied that the auditor was the one demeaning him, but as soon as the auditor asked him about the First Amendment, he went quiet again.
Oh, do you want to know what happened when I came in here? Guess what? I'm being so polite to everybody. I go in here, go in the clerks, I ask them, hey, what services do you guys provide here? And you know what? I got a passport information right here because this is what I'm looking for. I'm here to go in all these offices, and this guy right here, he should not have stripes for one. That's disgusting how you treat the public. 2, he's yelling at me. Hold on, little man. Number 2, I'm in here to check out the public building. Public. Don't forget that. And he's over here harassing me. Hey, you already went up there. No, you got to leave. Get out of here. No, I don't have to leave. Demeaning you? Really? What's the First Amendment? What a shame. What a shame. Because you're a public servant. Did you forget? Guess what? This job right here is a lot.
Fortunately, the captain listened to the auditor's concerns. The auditor thanked the captain for stepping in and used the moment to remind the sergeant about the importance of understanding the Bill of Rights, hinting that he had a lot to learn about protecting civil liberties. The captain confirmed that the auditor could visit public areas of the building as long as he stayed out of restricted zones. He recognized the auditor's rights and advised him to continue his activities. The discussion concluded with the auditor expressing gratitude to the captain for his professionalism. Well, at least somebody in the building knew the Constitution. It is amazing how some police officers do not know how to get their job done and literally harass the public like that.
Captain, is this what do you accept this behavior?
What do you need?
Well, I've just got here. I'm going to each one of these buildings, asking what services they provide. I'm getting certain things, like I just got a passport info because I'm going to fill it out and get a passport. And I'm here checking out the building. Then I get harassed by this deputy. It's disgusting, his behavior.
Well, check out the building.
Exactly. Why couldn't we do that in the first place? So you have no problem?
No.
Exactly. Do you have a problem now?
Captain says it's fine.
Yeah, and he says it's fine because maybe, he appreciates the Constitution. He at least, at minimum, he understands
Just
it.
don't interrupt or go back into any place that you're not.
Exactly, and I don't. Exactly, and I don't.
That's all I ask.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Certain parts of the building are not limited.
Yeah, it'll say restricted or certain
Well,
signs.
just, anything that's open to the public, if you want to go in and
Exactly.
go ahead and do it.
Okay.
That would be my recommendation. Don't stand around and argue with us on it. Just go ahead and.
I mean, it shouldn't be them arguing with me. It's the
Well,
thing.
Either way.
Okay.
Just go in and. do
Well,
it.
there we go. At least the captain knows, Sergeant.
Okay.
You might have to take some lessons up. Go home, maybe just check out the Bill of Rights because you don't know it.
Thank you for your advice.
Yeah, no problem. And thank me for my service too, because your service is not good.
Okay, well, just.
Bad boy.
Understand there's certain areas you can't go.
Oh, I'm well aware.
You can certainly go into whatever the public is as long as you're not disrupting.
Yeah, exactly.
The people.
And I don't.
The people that aren't coming in and out need to do business here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep. No worries.
All right.
There you go. Thanks, Captain. Hey, Sergeant. Maybe you'll learn one day.
Thank you.
No problem. It's all right. Maybe you will too, young man. You got to learn that your job is to uphold our rights, not to act however you want. Have a good day. Walk of shame, gentlemen. Walk of shame. Yeah, keep walking.
Our next case features tribal police in a standoff that turns the confusion dial up even further. You won't want to miss this episode. In September 2014, Dirk Paulson, a game warden with Fish Wildlife and Parks, was detained for over 5 hours by officers from the Fort Belknap Indian Reservation. He was stopped while crossing land adjacent to the reservation, which he thought was publicly accessible. Dirk Paulson, in the footage, explained to the officers that he was on a Montana County road marked by Bureau of Land Management, BLM signs, not on reservation land. He argued that his detention was unwarranted and expressed concerns about his civil rights being violated.
Heard that. So what we have here is, this is deeded property owned by the tribal community. This is a BLM numbered route. This isn't submarginal. This isn't reservation. This is deeded property in the state of Montana.
Right.
And they've got me pretty well detained here on this open public road.
Okay. How's it going, guys?
Oh, Dirk Paulson.
Hawkinson.
Nice to meet you.
Hawkins? Chief of Police. Okay, Travis Peck. Nice to meet you. Don't think we've ever met yet. No, not yet.
So the issue here is, I'm aware of your tribal resolution. I guess my question is jurisdictionally, okay, the authority to stop and detain me on a county road in Blaine County within deeded property. I mean, this is a county road that goes through, I'm not disputing that this is deeded property that is owned by the community, okay, state of Montana. This is an open road. Passed through a BLM numbered trail and a county road. BLM cattle guard, BLM sign. I've been detained. I feel like my civil rights are being violated.
As the situation unfolded, it was clear that this was not a new issue. The tribal rep mentioned that this disagreement over the road had been ongoing for years, yet no resolution had been reached. The Blaine County Sheriff proposed that they all sit down again to try and resolve the matter once and for all.
It's been, from what I'm understanding, this has been an ongoing thing for a couple of years now. So it should have been resolved by now. Apparently it hasn't been. And it's still having the same problem that were happening in the past, are still happening today. So, I mean, I guess the thing is that, I don't know.
My question for everybody here is, what can we do? Let's get him out of here. We all go home. We all sit down somewhere tomorrow, the next day. I don't care when, but let's get everybody sit down.
Here's the thing with that is that that's already been done on 3 different occasions. They met with the state on this.
Okay.
They said that on each time they had told the tribe that they were going to resolve this issue. The issue was going to be resolved, but it's not.
The tribal rep pointed out that this has already been done on 3 to 4 occasions, but they have reached no solution. One of the other tribal reps mentioned it is clearly stated that any crossings of tribal land require notification and permission from the tribe, whether it is BLM or trust land. Despite Paulson's arguments, the tribal police insisted they were enforcing tribal law, admitting that the legalities might be beyond their immediate authority to resolve. Paulson continued arguing that if they were going to enforce a tribal law on him, they should answer about its validity as well.
On that resolution, it specifically states that working together, that they would notify us, request permission to come to cross all tribal land, all right-of-ways. That's what that resolution says. It doesn't say whether it's BLM or trust land or what. It just says all rights-of-ways.
What standing
and that's what this is right here.
What standing does tribal law have outside of the reservation?
That's right.
What standing? I know you point to the resolution, but my question is, how is that even valid here, where we stand right here?
Maybe that isn't for us to answer.
Well, if you're going to enforce it, I would hope you could answer.
Well, I'm enforcing tribal law.
Okay.
And if tribal law is unconstitutional or not right or whatever, that it can't be decided by me.
As the situation unfolded, Paulson noted that his department had tried to work with the tribal authorities before, proposing agreements and collaborative projects that were not supported by the tribe.
I will say that through the state, we have reached out to Tribal Fish and Game on several occasions with a memorandum of understanding, which was rejected, a signing project, which we did not receive much support for. Several things have occurred. It takes 2 to tango, I would say.
Despite Warden Paulson's calm attitude, he is still kept detained. His belongings were transferred from his car to the tribal police officer's car. The incident took a darker turn as it was revealed that this detainment might have been retaliatory. At the time, the police department was investigating a case involving the killing of an elk by tribal citizens. The police officer told the tribal reps that what they were doing was not legal, and if they let Paulson go, the sheriff's department could sit and discuss the resolution of this issue.
But I just need you to understand that, you know, where this is at and where this is going.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I discussed it with tribal council.
Okay, but you realize that you're...
Just Wednesday, I sat down with tribal council and told them I might come to something like this, and all it took was a phone call. So.
Okay, right, but you do understand that the actions you're taking is quite likely illegal, and you may very well face criminal charges for it. Okay. Well, that's fine as long as you believe that. I'm going to pull my vehicle up here. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, I'm going to pull my vehicle up here beside his, and we're going to get his stuff that he wants to take with him into my ride. Okay. That's the way this is going to shake down right now. Okay, and then we'll inventory. He will personally witness it, I will witness it myself, and then everything will be taken out of from there.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
To seek further clarity and resolution, he decided to talk directly with the tribal authorities. During his detainment, Paulson openly disagreed with the actions of the tribal police, saying that his civil rights as both an American citizen and a Montana resident were being violated. He emphasized that he was unlawfully detained on a public road within the state of Montana, where he believed tribal police should not have jurisdiction.
Detaining me, I guess I'm going to take the stance again. I want to make sure this is clear. Now, what's going on here today is illegal, okay? And you're towing my pickup. I disagree with it 100%. And if you do it, you're doing it under my protest, okay? I've been detained here for I don't know how long as an American citizen in the state of Montana, not even as a game warden. My civil rights have been violated all morning long, okay? I've been detained illegally, unlawfully, and now you're stealing my enforcement, my signed patrol vehicle, and telling me I have to go to a court that has no jurisdiction over top of non-tribal members to get it back. Am I clear on this? That's what's going on here? If I'm wrong, someone correct me.
The council vice president intervened and asked him what he meant by detained. Paulson explained how he had not been able to leave for over 5 hours by the tribal council, even though the Blaine County Sheriff's Department, which had jurisdiction in that area, was just witnessing the whole situation unfold.
Detained? What do you mean by detained?
I'm not free to leave. I haven't been free to leave all morning. I've been boxed in by this gentleman, Dion, by your tribal fish and game director, Harold Main, by tribal police. I think Richard Bushi was parked down there, eyeing me for a while. I mean, I'm kind of outnumbered here. Luckily, the Blaine County Sheriff's Department, who has jurisdiction right here, is kind enough to come down here to witness what's going on here. These civil rights infractions that are happening.
The sheriff and Paulson also discussed how they expected the possibility of things going this far. He recounted that similar issues had arisen before, even discussing them last fall, fearing that it could escalate to a serious confrontation. The sheriff admitted how the problem was getting out of hand, as the tribal laws were unclear and they could just arrest anyone as they pleased.
Well, I think this is my personal opinion, stepping out of the law enforcement role of it, but my personal opinion is this is where it needs to stop. Let this happen today, but the state, I don't care if it's Blaine County, and I can't tell Glenn how to do his job, obviously, but I trust him in what he'll do. So.
This happened last fall, and I brought it to his attention.
Did it come this far?
More was just threatened.
Yeah, I remember us talking about it last fall too, and we were kind of all keyed up and worried that it was going to come to something like this. So said, we'll let this one play out, and I'm sure this is going to rattle some cages in Helena. It's going to make some people upset. You've got a job to do, and you're how far out here, and say, for instance, one of these guys just decided to, go all out. Not saying they would, but just saying one of them thought about it, and, my backup, your backup is, it took me how long to get out here?
Yeah, what I'm concerned about somebody who isn't of enough crap.
Yeah.
And they can start enforcing the rules out here.
Yeah.
That part.
But even step back from that and step back to the civil rights issue, where does it draw the line? Because it starts here, then it goes to Highway 66, then it moves to US 2. And pretty soon it's not you, it's my wife driving down the road. So where does it, it's somewhere, we've got to have an interpretation, and it's got to be handed down, so this looks like a good place to step in and start it.
It seemed like a big waste of time, I appreciate it. Well, all right.
Hopefully it gets resolved, maybe next time.
Well, we'll need some cooperation across the table.
Yeah, it is. It's been there. We've reached out 3 times so far.
Okay. Well, guys, it's been real. It's been fun, but it has been real fun.
The outcome of the incident with Dirk Paulson, the game warden detained by tribal police, is still unknown. We should praise Paulson for staying calm and trying to keep the peace while upholding federal law. After all, this whole chaos could have been easily avoided if the police force knew how to get things done. What a waste of time things can turn out to be with idiot officers around. YouTube algorithm thinks you will like this video the best. Watch and find out if it is right.